Hello, my beautiful biohacking friends, and today, look guys, today's gonna be a little bit more instructional. Last time I came with a little bit of heat for you, getting out of the darkness and into the light, guys. I hope you got something from that video, but today we're gonna talk about some ways to actually do that, and some things that I think have got a lot of people in trouble because of stuff I'm dealing with my clients right now. So today's topic is living with intention. So think about this. When you wake up in the morning, you automatically have your little morning routine, whether it involves your kids, your dog. For me, like literally I laced up out the night before so I can just grab it and go to the gym and do my journaling and do all the things I do. I have a morning routine, and then I get to work and I work all day. Guys, let me know if this sounds familiar to you. You do all the work and you eat in the same places, you talk to the same people, you get off of work and you go pick up your kids, you do this and you have all these things you do at night. You go to bed and you wake up the next day and do the same thing over again. How many of you are living in that Groundhog Day life right now? What I'm trying to get at, guys, is so many of us are stuck in living in a very subconscious, actually psychology calls it the habit self, right? We build these habits in and we do so many things on pre-program, like computer software. We do things over and over again, and we forget to live with intention, live on purpose, live on mission. So a lot of times when we get in those ruts, that darkness we talked about in the last video, it's because we get in these habit loops and we don't know how to break them. We don't know how to get out of that subconscious world. I mean, when you really think about it and do the numbers, the average human makes between 60 to 80,000 decisions a day. And probably somewhere science is pointing to about 93 to 95% of those are on autopilot. That's the way your brain works. Your brain wants to be comfortable. It wants to save energy. So it does that by putting as much things as possible on autopilot. So today we're going to talk about the steps to live with intention, guys. And here's step one. The first thing you need to do if you want to live with intention is find a way to be present. All right, you've probably seen a big push for meditation right now. I'm gonna make it even easier than that, guys. And look, this can be really, really complicated, or we can make it as simple as possible, and I like keeping things simple. If you ever find yourself not being present, here's what I mean by not being present. So many people that I talk to, we always talk about you are your story, right? You're the story you tell yourself. So many people are stuck in their past story. They keep repeating this past story and they live in the past, and that's why they suffer with depression. Or they're too busy telling themselves a future story that hasn't happened yet and they're living in fear and anxiety, right? I mean, that's where anxiety comes from. It's a future story that we're telling ourselves that hasn't happened yet. So when you find yourself in either one of those polarities, you have to bring yourself back to right here, right now. I think a lot of what's going on in society right now and a lot of the mental health issues is because we're not enjoying life. We're not enjoying the weather. We're not enjoying sunshine. We're not getting out and doing things. We're not being present when we're talking to people. We're in a relationship, yet we're thinking about our job like we're not present in the moment. So guys, if you ever find yourself not being present, here's how to get back to center. It's very, very simple. Just breathe. Like literally that's all you have to do, because what happens is your breath controls your central nervous system. When you think about it, when you get scared, your breath speeds up, right? Or when you're depressed, your breath actually slows down because you get into a lower state. So your breath is going to control your central nervous system. So if you ever find yourself in one of those polarities, just simply breathe. See, I talk to so many people and I literally can see this happening. Is they start talking, they get in a situation and they get all uptight like this and they're just like, you can literally see it happening with people. You can see that uptight energy. And like I tell people all the time, like, hey, look, just breathe. Don't say another word to me until you take a deep breath. And they're like, huh? I'm like, no, take a deep breath. You feel better? Okay, now we can talk. Guys, that's step one to live with intention. It's coming back to the present. How do you do that? You breathe. If meditation's your thing, please do it, guys. I have a meditative practice that I put in my own life. It definitely helps, and it's kind of that next level past breathing. So find out what works for you, but find some modality, some practice, some habit that you can create to bring yourself back to center if you ever find yourself in one of those stories. Step number two is something else we just finished talking about is activate your reticular activation system, right? Remember, that's the filter in which your brain sees things. So activating your RAS, how do I do that, Robbie? Like, what do I actually need to do? Guys, I'm gonna beat home the point about journaling because it's one of the sure best ways to activate your RAS every single morning. You're setting your intentions, you're setting your goals, you're setting your clarity for the day. Now, there's another couple ways to do that. I know that some people will activate their RAS by looking at their vision board. Like, that's a great simple way, is every morning you wake up, you look at your vision board like, oh man, that's everything that I want to accomplish. So now your brain is focused on that. A lot of my clients, what I make them do is I make them physically write out their why and put it on their bathroom mirror. So boom, you look at your bathroom mirror and you're reminded of your why and your goals, and boom, that activates your RAS for the day. So now we're living with intention. We're living with intention of what we want to have happen in our life instead of just reliving that past story that is in our head, instead of living in our habit self, right? We want to get out of those habits because your past habits have got you where you are. I want to get you to a new level, a next level. So in order for us to get you there, we've got to create new habits, right? New habits that serve you and get you closer to your goals. So step number 2 is to activate your RAS. Step number 3 is daily wins. Guys, this is another big topic with me. So we beat ourselves up about things that we don't do right. But when's the last time you've done something and you've done it right? We beat ourselves up about things we do wrong. Sorry. When's the last time you've done something right and congratulated yourself for it? Like, you've put in this reward system of like, hey bro, good job. I'm proud of you today. Like, you actually do what you said you're gonna do. This is something we need to set up to start living with intention, guys. And the reason I say daily wins is when we start living with intention, one of the fastest ways to break this new trajectory that we're on is failure. And start thinking about all this huge, massive goal that we're trying to accomplish. I'm trying to lose 100 pounds next year. I'm trying to create a 6-figure side hustle. Whatever it is, we get this huge goal out in the future and we want to accomplish it. And we feel like we're not there yet. We don't know if we're going to get there. We don't know the steps to how to make it happen. So we get this macro goal that it's so far out in the future, we get frustrated. But if we're setting daily wins, like today I'm going to do this. And look, it could be something as small as I'm going to get up without hitting the snooze button. How many of you actually do that? I'm getting better at it. I'm not going to say I'm doing it, but I'm getting better at it. It's something I'm working on. So that right now is a daily win for me. If I get up, when I say I'm going to get up on my first alarm, I have 2. When I get up on my first alarm, boom, that's a win for me. And like 20 minutes later after I do that, I'm freaking excited and it sets my day up for success. So creating these daily wins, setting daily goals. Every day I set 5 daily goals for myself and they're small. Like, literally one of my daily goals is to have perfect nutrition. Like, I know what I'm supposed to eat that day. So if I don't waver from my meal plan, that's a win for me. And I celebrate that one. I celebrate that one freaking big time. Next thing, guys, living with intention. Step 4. Push past the negative. So when you start living with intention and you break out of your habit self and you start trying to create new habits, new goals, new lifestyle changes, when you start doing that, your brain is going to start freaking out. Why? Because your brain loves comfortable. Your brain loves conserving energy. So as you start changing and tweaking and doing new things to form a new self, your brain's like, hold up, bro. Not cool. Not cool. I'm not used to this. Like, you're putting me in a weird place. I have to spend more energy now. I don't like spending energy. I like conserving energy. What are you doing? Your brain's going to do all that, guys. That's going to come up in fear, failure, doubting yourself, unworthy. All those past stories of you being quote unquote unsuccessful, you keep telling yourself, all those are going to start coming back up when you start living with intention. because your brain does not like what's uncomfortable, and you're literally forcing it to be uncomfortable every single day. But here's the good news. By having daily wins, you're rewarding your brain for doing those things. Like, hey brain, I need you to do something new. Okay, great, you did something new, we did it, congratulations bro, like kudos to you. You're rewarding your brain, you're triggering those pleasure receptors because you're doing daily wins. But guys, pushing past the negative, like that's just gonna be something you have to do. It's gonna happen. And finally guys, the last thing, and this is something that we're gonna have to do and we're gonna have to work on. Reframing failures, right? So many people right now, including myself, are really, really freaking bad about letting failure beat us up. So when we look at who we are and who the story is we tell ourselves about who we are right now, guys, it is nothing more than a collection of short stories of our past, right? Not a lot of us are living in a story of our future self because we're so stuck on our past failures. I heard a quote this morning talk about, for every one piece of negative news you hear about yourself, you then need 17 pieces of positive news about yourself to make up for that one negative. And I think that's so true in our past failures. We need so many more positives to reframe that past that so many of us get stuck and we revert back to our habit self and we stop living with intention, right? And what do I mean by reframe? Misspelled that. Guys, look, if I ever misspell a word, like I cannot stand the English language sometimes. It's, yeah. So what do I mean by reframing failures? What I mean is living in a growth mindset. You've heard me talk about that 100 times. Growth mindset is, what did I learn from this? How can I get better from this? Okay, well, one of the things I do in my journal is I literally make a note of yesterday's failures, but I reframe them with what I learned from them. Say, hey, you didn't do this, but why didn't you do that? And how can you get better at it today? And I think another thing that kind of all of this, guys, that I want you to keep in mind is have fun with this. Like this, literally, you can turn into a game. Like, we're gonna show up for the game. We're gonna activate our game plan. We're gonna actually play the game. And then boom, we're gonna have adversity. That's part of a game, guys. You have opponents in a game. And then reframing failures, guys, is just having fun. Like, oh man, I didn't do that yesterday, but this is what I learned, man. Let's keep going. Like, let's keep going. Like, let's have fun with this. We forget to have fun in life. When's the last time you've gone and just played? Seriously, think about it. Like, when's the last time you have dropped the prefrontal cortex, which judges everything around you, and just played? Just enjoyed yourself without worrying about all the 10 million things that can go wrong, or worrying about how people are looking at you, or worried about how people are judging you. When's the last time you've done that? That's what we can do with our failures, guys. We can literally turn that into a game of, okay, perfect example. When you go play basketball, do you make every shot you shoot? No. You shoot, whatever, keep going. Boom. Oh man, I missed that one too. Come, give me the ball. Come on, let me get the ball. Let me get better. Boom. All right, batting cages. You go to the batting cages, guys. What happens? Boom. You're swinging and missing. You're swinging and missing. But every time you keep swinging, and it's fun. Like when you miss one, it makes hitting that next one and actually making contact with the ball even more fun. Guys, those of you who play golf, like, geez, golf, what a sport. Like, you know when you hit that one little sweet spot, how good it feels? Like, that's how we can start treating every day. Is, oh man, that one felt so good. Let me go find another one. Or, man, I missed that shot. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Come on. I need the ball. I need to shoot again. Right? Why can't we treat life like that? That's the way we have to look at failures and things that go wrong in our life. Is, oh man, you know, that happened, but I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to get better. Like, put me back in the game. I don't want to sit on the sideline. Put me back in the game of life. Let me go do this. So guys, this is how to live with intention. Get out of the subconscious world, guys. This is a beautiful, amazing world that we live in with absolutely wonderful people. If We live with intention, be present, and actually enjoy it for what it is. So guys, that's today's lesson. Hope you got something from it. In the meantime, go love, serve, change the world, and be the hero you were destined to be. Love you.